Alrighty. Welcome back, everyone, again to another installment, another episode, another special all around episode of Ted and Ed Show. Because not only is it just, your normal standard programming, I'm Ted, that's Ed. We also got another special guest with us.
Yes.
Welcome to the podcast, everyone. FAYLIN, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys? You guys are looking great.
Blessed, black, and highly favored. Thank you.
Highly
You for joining us. That's the one thing I want to express before we kick off the episode. I really appreciate you agreeing to come on. For everyone watching, I ran into FAYLIN at the Anime Expo, which just happened, about 2 weeks ago?
Weeks ago now.
The anxiety that was coursing through my body doing the interview and just asking you to come on. I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Honestly, I really appreciate you guys because the interview at Expo was only like one of two I did, and I really appreciated you asking. And then you asked me for the podcast. I was like, oh my God, this. I was like, yay.
Yes.
To me, I was really excited to hear I got invited. So thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. And that's what we want to do with our podcast too. It's definitely an entertainment, based podcast, but we like to bring people on in because every entertainment is so freaking universal. And that's one of the reasons why me and Edward even started this, because we want to learn about other people's, interests and what we need to know. Because I'm of the ilk, like I always am learning, I need to always learn something. And today, I'm expecting to learn about some anime today. But before we even get to that, we always gotta, we're just gonna intro you, and we want to learn more about you, FAYLIN. So, like Edward said, you met them at Anime Expo this year. And I think you were cosplaying. Now I'm, like I said, I'm an amateur. I didn't recognize the cosplay off bat. So tell us about, the cosplay.
I am cosplaying from My Hero Academia.
Let them know.
So I am the number 5 hero.
Top 5.
Number 5.
Top 5. I don't really know what she's going to be like now because she's missing limbs and stuff. But I chose someone who I thought would be very recognizable, but since you don't know anime, maybe not. Just a bunny person to you.
Right.
But this right here is probably my favorite cosplay to do.
The drip.
Because I'm 5'10" and she is like a 6 foot tall person in the anime. So she's tall, she's intimidating. I love having that aspect. And so I saw it and I was like, this is it.
This is the one.
It.
Talk about it.
This is the one. I like the cosplay people I can look the closest like. So I was going to do this. So I did this one, and then like my other favorite, Yoruichi Shioen from Bleach. She's my second favorite. Purple hair, orange outfit. Orange is like top favorite color. So anytime I can get orange on there, I'm doing it.
Yes.
Okay, I feel it. So I'm guessing My Hero is, one of those animes that I need to watch, is what I'm hearing.
So it's something you need to watch. As someone who was super into anime, my problem with My Hero was I didn't like the anime style at first because the drawing style was totally new. They amped it up. They changed it from what we were used to in like the early 2000s. My Hero is one of the first ones to really like make them shiny again. Like they're stickers and they're pretty.
Tell them,
I hated that. I'm like, I hated that. I wanted you to look rugged. I wanted the dark outline on the outside, pointed chins like this. Like I wanted. So I was like, you guys are just too cute and bubbly. But then after you get past what it looked like, I was like, where have this been? Why haven't I been watching this from day one?
Right. The writing of it all, the story.
Oh yeah, the plot, the story. I enjoy a character that can bring out the best in other characters. So like I liked Naruto because Naruto had his set ways and he brought the best out in people. Deku does the same thing. He brings the best out other people without you even knowing. So Deku from Demon Slayer does that. And then we have Deku from My Hero, and then we have from Demon Slayer, we have him doing the same thing. He brings the best out in even the enemies. That to me is great growth.
Yeah.
I love it. It's something you can relate to. You want people to bring out the good in other people, and they do that for you. So
yes,
yeah, that's what I actually agree with that too. And that, like, in one of my favorite shows in general is How I Met Your Mother, and there's a main character, Ted Mosby, who's basically my whole internet persona in a way. And he brings the best out of the cast around him. You know, even like that '70s show. I love that '70s show. Eric Foreman being the main character, he brings the best out of all the characters around him, you know, and that's why, you know, he's there. And I definitely agree with that. You know, you need someone central to bring all your favorites, you know, those side ancillary characters out.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. It's just something that I feel like they don't do enough of. I love action. I love drama. But when you don't have the character that holds everyone kind of together and makes them become accountable for themselves and things like that, I feel like the story doesn't lack. It's just a little harder to relate to because in the real world, we're looking for that level of connection and we're getting it from somewhere. So, yeah.
I feel that. I really like that.
Tell them, Pass.
Okay. But one thing I definitely wanted to talk about, me being an amateur in anime, you know, I know that it seems like you have this this boot camp that I want you to kind of talk about and explain it to me, since I'm the one, you know, that's lacking, that needs my life changed.
Yeah, me as well. I would love for you to talk more about that.
Yeah, he's more, you know, intermediate expert up there, you know. I'm definitely low level, just watching Naruto level.
Well, I will say this boot camp is very well rounded. It can be for people who have zero to no experience or very little, all with people who are more on the expert level. It's kind of for expert level people. It's more of like a refresher because role playing anime is not a thing anymore. Being able to text and talk to your friends and assume characters is not something we do anymore. Really, like in the early 2000s, it was super popular. We had like Chat Tango and like all those other like big groups you could go into and have 20, 30 people role playing something. You could jump in and enjoy it. That's not a thing anymore. As we're getting older, we're doing that less. We're spending more money on like cosplaying and collecting and posters and watching and downloads. And there's something for us to physically experience. So I want to live in the anime world. I have since the moment I turned anime on. I was like, this is where I belong. I knew it from that day one. And as soon as I did, I was like, how do I become part of that world?
Question.
Anime role playing. Yes.
What was the first anime that you saw?
My very first. So that's kind of a question because I did watch Dragon Ball Z and like Sailor Moon, but the first anime I watched that really like set into me was Inuyasha. Hands down. I watched Inuyasha and I was like, I love it. That time period's my favorite. I like the Edo period. It's very magical. It has lots of wiggle room because of all the culture and all the myths that went along that time period. It gives you more wiggle room. So I loved it. She went from modern day literally to Edo, Japan. Like, more could you ask for? So I really enjoyed that. But for the boot camp, it's more of I'm teaching you how to role play with confidence in 4 days. So my whole goal is to teach you how to create a character that can either go along with a pre-existing story or create a character to go with a brand new story you want to make. Or if you want to just assume characters that are already in the story. So like if we were doing Naruto, like you could decide to be Naruto, I could decide I want to be Sasuke, and then you could decide, well, I want to be Shikamaru. We could have the three of us assuming those characters' personalities and kind of temperament to create it. Or I could throw my own character in there. I'm big on OCs. I love original characters. Because storyline spiced up. I teach you how to go along with pre-existing storylines, so you just follow along with what's happening. In Naruto, if they're under attack by this person and this part of the story, so are you. Then I kind of go over a little bit how to make an original story. When you're doing that, you're setting that up yourself. You are deciding that. It's a back and forth with you and like-minded people making your own stories. I give you some options. I go over how to build a character either completely from scratch or how to use references to make your character. I go over how to make weapons, abilities, power, or objects of protection because you can't have anything without those. I give a live example of what role playing back and forth with someone would look like. And I also give you the last day we jump on together. We're all jumping on, and I'm going to break us up into little rooms and we're going to role play. I want to see you guys bring your characters to life so then you can jump in and actually understand and appreciate the experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, especially you can definitely utilize like Discord for that because I can see you having like different channels or different rooms, you know, like you said.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for that.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm definitely gonna do that for the breakout rooms. I'm gonna do Discord, and then my end goal is everyone's gonna get a month in a separate Discord server where you guys can just role play with each other, get to know one another, and then I will have options if you want to just pay. There's a small fee and stay in the group permanently. I just want people to meet other like-minded people, have a good time. Anime is a big community, and there's so many branches of it. I'd like to connect it a little bit more because cosplaying has become this, I'm so pretty, look at me, look how great I look. I'm not functional, but I'm beautiful. I remember cosplaying and going out to the local park with 5, 6 other anime people, and we were pretty much LARPing. We were live action role playing.
Yeah.
So we were anime people, and you'd see people going, "What is that over?" We didn't care. We're standing out there with giant foam swords, beating each other, or arrows, or had like dust for magic, or just whatever. I want this all eventually to translate back to what it was. We were a well-rounded community with text talk and then even sometimes in person. Yeah. Anime Expo is purely a display of new and upcoming anime stuff or anime artists displaying their things.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of like, let's get together and do something. It's like, hey, let's take pictures, or hey, let's do this, or let's go to a panel. Let's actually do something. Like, you are this character, you're dressed as them. Let's do this. Let's go through a little scene. I don't need a masquerade. I don't need like it to be entertainment. I want it to be real. I want us to move into this anime world together.
Yeah.
That's fire. I like that. Cool. All right. All right. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm being flooded with so many questions right now.
Straight flooded.
Yeah.
But I was saying though, like, yeah, I was definitely agreeing because it is kind of like, you know, LARPing and being a huge anime being such a huge community nowadays, especially. It's definitely a good place to tap into because I think there is no. Not that I being, you know, the amateur of it all. I'm not. I don't think there is like a community. There's probably like a community page or something, but there's not really like a place for anime fans to come together and role play about it, especially, but also just talk about anime as well. You know, being having a place where you can get suggested animes or you know what I need to be looking out for, things like that. So I think providing a safe space, you know, for everyone to come together is definitely something that'll definitely be successful. Trust me.
Well, now that I know that you can do like video and streaming stuff through Discord, because Discord to me has always just been like we're texting through it. Like I don't know anything else. We talk about video games and text. Now that I know you can do that, like I'm thinking, why not in the server? I'm thinking once a week, let's pick an anime that's older and let's just put it up there for a couple episodes. See how people feel about it. Have an open discussion. Should we role play this? Let's add this to one of our worlds. I want it to be where you feel like you can have an opinion, thoughts. I want to have polls. Like, what should we add to our server to make it more acceptable, more comfortable, more of a community? It's not just what I want and what I like, even though it's all about me. Let's be real. Like, come on. Come on, that's what. But
I get that too.
But realistically, like what I like, you may not like. I love like action and gory animes. I'm big on that. A lot of people I know, or they like the like cutesy things, or like the fan services, or like drama or romance. No, I want to watch blood all over my screen. I want to watch someone lose a limb or an eyeball. Like, I want that, or I just want to watch people just beat each other up with insane powers they have no business happening. Drama's cool, things like that, but like I'm at the age now, like I want the action. Action.
Oh yeah. So yeah, with I mean, as you can see with our Discord right now, you saw the text channel said general, and our voice channel says recording and interviews. You can create different rooms, and every room can specifically pertain to one anime world. Like if people want to RP as Naruto, but in here they want to be Inuyasha or Sword Art Online, Furin, Akame ga Kill La Kill, things like that.
Yeah,
it'll definitely help out your whole RP. I don't want to say boot camp, like you're going to put it all in here, but your whole goal.
Just like just the community in general. Yeah. I like that because I mean I'm very new to Discord. I mean I know I have a few servers that this is my business one, but my personal one, like I'm on like 6 or 7 servers. I'm just more of a like I've never done it before, so it's just all like new kind of thing. But this to me is like I love this. I can see people, we're talking, we're hanging out. This is like let's do stuff. Like I'm ready now. Like, I'm ready. Let's do something. I want to watch or do something. Like this is great.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see. Now that we introed basically the boot camp and everything, I want to know more about animes in general. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I want to know, basically, give me the first thing you would say to someone who doesn't even know anything about it.
Her character's wearing off-white.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Miracle got that drip.
Mirako is like technically her hair is silver gray. If you look at the descriptions, even technically this is too light, but the way they draw her to not contrast with the backgrounds is about as dark as I can go with most of my wigs for her. Which is something really hard. But what first thing I would do if you've never really watched anime or just kind of thinking about getting into it, this is controversial. No one has to agree with me. Megan Thee Stallion doesn't agree with me, and that's perfectly fine. If you watch dubbed anime, it's trash. I don't care what anyone says. It's trash. You're watching trash anime.
Damn.
You're watching American version trash anime. They leave out way too much information, way too much detail. If you're watching it like that, it's trash.
I feel it.
I don't care.
I always had that opinion.
And I agree.
I've always had that opinion, even though I didn't watch it. I've definitely heard the inverse argument too.
Yeah.
But I've always had that opinion as well, because I feel like you don't get the, what I want. Whoever wrote the stuff, I wanted them to like. What am I trying to say? Like the voice actors that they pick, you know what I'm saying, for Naruto's voice.
Yeah.
I want to hear who, back to the source, not who some other company. Okay, this will work for this audience. Like I want to get everything as original as possible.
Dialogue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want the actual dialogue. Because if you watch English and then you put English subtitles, they don't match. They don't match. Because in Japanese, they can say, in Japanese translations to English, they can say stuff that we are not allowed to say on TV out loud. So they will just put it on there. For example, like One Piece, when One Piece was translated and turned into an English version for America, because let's be real, we're the country who makes people do that. Sanji didn't even have a cigarette, he had a lollipop. Because it was not appropriate, they wouldn't put it on there. He has a lollipop, not a cigarette.
Yeah.
And then when he's talking about and if you put English subtitles on with the English version of it, he talks about him smoking, but he has a lollipop in his hand. You can't have a lollipop in your hand and be talking about cigarettes. It doesn't work that way. To me, watching English anime is the same thing as going, well, I read the manga and I watched the anime. I just don't understand why they're nothing alike, because they're two different things. That's why. They are an anime is a summary of the manga, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're watching English version, you're watching a summary of a summary. Do you want a Spark Note version of a Spark Note? That makes no sense to me.
I would want that, but
no.
However, I can get it personally.
That's someone else summarizing something for me.
I'm just hungry to watch.
But you'll see. I can agree with Megan Thee Stallion if you're like, okay, Gish, she's like, I'm doing makeup and stuff. Like, I just want the anime. I hear you. I'll watch it in Japanese still, and then I'll catch I'm catching what they're saying, or I'm not. I'll put something I've already watched on, so I know what's happening. If I have to look away and I can't hear or read what they're saying, I still know what's happening. I've already watched it. Yeah. But to me, if you're watching something brand new and you're just starting, it needs to be Japanese with English subtitles, because otherwise you're missing way too much of the picture. Yeah. And then from there, I would say you need to watch at least 2 older animes before you start with the newer stuff. Because if you start with the newer stuff, you're going to have a hard time with the anime drawing style of how it was before. You are now used to what the drawing style is now, because you see it everywhere when they post and people share stuff. When you watch the older style, it has this more muted effect to it. It's not so vivid and brightly colored. So a lot of people are like, well, I don't like the old stuff. It's not as interesting. Well, no. It's not as vibrant and things like that. But it has all the things you want, which is plot and story and substance and depth. Yeah. So I would also everyone like Cowboy Bebop's always one of the top ones I tell everyone to watch. Yes. You gotta appreciate a Cowboy Bebop. That is a masterpiece from start to finish. So I tell everyone like watch that.
And I feel like I can tell too where like you like Cowboy Bebop versus one of these newer ones like a Demon Slayer as far as like colors and vibrancy. You can tell that Bebop is definitely a lot more.
And the drawing style, they all have this chin on the Bebop. They have this triangle chin. Everyone's now a little bit more rounded than triangle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's
I'm guessing
is like that.
It's like I'm guessing because like animation maybe has gotten better, per se, or like why do you think it's like so much of a different style? You think?
So pretty much, I feel like since art is constantly changing and growing, like they're always trying to push it to see what does good. Because if you look at about the time when Demon Slayer came out, and I'm trying to think what the other one is. There's a couple like Demon Slayer and like Kill. Between when those ones came out, right there, it full on. They literally changed the art style. Killa or something like that.
Okay.
They're like half naked wearing skirts. I can't think of the name. I can't think of the name right now. I know it's something.
No, you got it right
like
on the
Killa or something. Long. Yeah, I was like, it's that. So between those two, between that anime coming out and Demon Slayer, they've changed art styles in just the anime community 25 times minimum. I can point out animes from those time periods that have completely different styles that no one else is using. Because they are testing the waters about, I don't know, it's like about 10 years ago now, they started testing the waters on how they wanted to change things. Or they wanted to revamp it. From the 90s to 2000s, they revamped it. From the early 2000s to about 2010, they revamped it again. So they're constantly revamping to see what draws more people in, what can pull other people from other areas. They saw that, like Final Fantasy always comes out with something every like 5 years to see how much can people handle of us changing and modifying this to amp up the next step.
Right. Yeah.
I would say I always thought when start with something old first, like Cowboy Bebop for sure. I would dare say like from there I'd go like Elfen Lied because it's a good in between. It's a gory anime. It's a good in between from Cowboy to Elfen Lied. It's a good change of the next step up. And then from there I'd hit like classics like Naruto, Bleach, or One Piece. If you like all 3 of those, you are a strange person because the rule is you like 2 of the 3. I don't like One Piece at all. Unpopular opinion. I'm not gonna.
Really?
I am not. I watched the first 3 seasons and I was like, this is going around in circles. We're gonna be here for thousands of episodes, and guess what? You guys are already there.
Yes. Yes.
So I know at the end, you know what's gonna happen at the end? I guarantee. Everyone's like, he's not. He's going to. The One Piece is your friendship. The people you're carrying along with you. That's who it is. It's going to be the skeleton guy by himself at the end, and everyone's going to be dead. And he's going to be like, I guess the true One Piece was you guys. That's gonna be the ending. I already know it. That's how. That's where it's leading up. We're all gonna attack him. He's not gonna. He's probably gonna die before he even tells us what the One Piece is. He takes zero care of himself.
Are you talking about the creator?
For me, I was a Bleach. Oh yeah, he takes zero care of himself. Yeah. He was in the hospital for weeks. Like, no care of himself. He'll work himself to death. But like to me, I say pick either Bleach or Naruto. I tell Naruto to everyone. It's a lot less slow of a beginning. One Piece and Bleach, first 2 seasons is so slow. If you can make it past the first 2 seasons for Bleach and One Piece, most people can get on board and like it. My main advice is you gotta power through first couple seasons if they're long series, because the first 2 seasons are all set up. They're setting it up for all your future stuff.
Yeah,
that's why does that make sense?
Though? Bleach was my think about it. Bleach was my favorite. The first season of Bleach, 9 out of 10 people I was making watch Bleach after the first season were like, I don't want to watch it. This is boring. I don't like the build up is slow, blah blah.
I'm definitely one of them.
Yeah, it's a setup. And if you can get past the first 2 seasons, it's great from there. Because my favorite seasons are the Zanpakuto season, which is like season like 12 or some stuff like that. All the Zanpakutos come to life. That's my favorite season.
That was cool as hell. Yeah.
I liked it because you got to see everyone's true inner personality. So like I loved that. Byakuya is probably the most surprising. Full on child in a man's body. It was hilarious. But like I like Bleach, but like One Piece for me, I feel like since I liked Naruto and I liked Bleach already, by the time I picked One Piece up, it was already like it's too similar to that slow beginning of Bleach, and I don't think people want to do 2 at the same time.
Okay.
But yeah, no, One Piece is. I'm not a One Piece person. Unpopular opinion.
The only thing that I've known about One Piece is because Edward talks about it is it's been going on for thousands of episodes, and I just know some guys stretches.
Almost 15.
Yeah,
I know some guys stretches. Some guy. The Luffy guy, I think that's his name, right? Luffy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's Luffy, Zoro, Sanji.
Yeah.
So Luffy's stretchy.
There's something about fruit.
Zoro.
So that's the... that's like the devil's fruit, and it turns you and it gives you the ability. They only appear after someone else abilities gone on or whatever. I appreciate the series. I appreciate the mastery. Like, I appreciate every step he's been taking. I can appreciate an anime, but it's just one of those ones that when it came out the same time. Like, those 3 came out pretty much at the same time. They all came out in 1999. They all started their debut. And, I mean, you know, you pick 2 of them, and when 2 have a very same kind of start off, you either like pirates or you like the idea of like an afterlife world. If you like pirates, you lean that way. If you like more of that magic kind of afterlife kind of stuff, you lean more towards Bleach.
Okay.
So Grim Reapers have swords. That's where that divide happens. Yeah, pretty much. Grim Reapers have swords. They're a regulation between worlds. I liked that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, really, when it gets down to it, though, the animes from that time period all have the same theme. There's one character who gets their butt kicked in one situation or another, goes and done some kind of training or obtain an ability or blah, 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 and then now they come back and destroy that thing, and it's a constant, like, here we are, then this, and then we're back here. Like, they're all like that from that time period.
100%.
That's why, and that's why anime now is becoming more popular. There's a lot less of that. Demon Slayer doesn't have that. Demon Slayer is all about, for example, like he builds from nothing. Like one that's probably closest to the old ones now, I would say is My Hero Academia. Actually, it's the closest to the older animes.
Yeah.
Starts off with someone with no powers, and then he, works. He gets the powers. He does good. He gets his butt kicked. He does more work. He gets his butt kicked. It's just a back and forth.
Yeah.
You can appreciate that, but it's a faster pace. Old animes were all about let's set this up. Let's set this up. No, now it's if you don't come with action in the first 3 episodes, I don't want to watch you.
Mm-hmm. And actually, that was actually my problem. I would always tell Edward back in the day. He would show me episodes of Bleach, or I would watch episodes of Full Metal Alchemist with you.
Boring.
When it's to me,
I've watched all of them.
Me personally, when it's not
Full Metal,
when it's not when it's not like actiony or when it's not fighting, I don't know. I kind of tune out.
It's also the attention span we've now developed.
That's very true, because we have no attention span.
Remember, all of our attention spans now, it's like 30 seconds. Like every video or any post I make ever, I try keeping it under 45 seconds, because any more than that, you're asking too much of people. I've learned that people within the first 10 seconds will decide they're going to keep watching you or not.
Yes.
So it's our attention span from what we've developed. So I totally get that, and I can appreciate that, and that's why I tell people, like the newer ones, if you're gonna watch something, I want you to watch Demon Slayer. I want you to watch Jujutsu Kaisen. I want you to watch My Hero Academia. I want you to watch the ones that have you doing something the whole time. There's not fillers. There's not like filler. Bleach is like, there's 4 different seasons that have like 2 filler. Season 4 is part A and part B. It is all filler. You can skip the whole season 4. You can take it and throw it away.
All that bounce and shit. Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
I tell everyone skip it. I tell everyone I would just go from after Rukia was saved and then watch Bleach from there. I would watch Bleach from after Rukia is saved and just go from there. I would watch maybe a couple episodes to learn who the captains are, maybe who the general bad guy is. But I would skip until the end of Rukia's, and then I'd keep going. Because after that, it's all action. You don't have to set anything up but the new bad guys. Like the Waco Mundo one, I loved it.
Yeah,
start to finish, the Waco Mundo is probably one of the best seasons that they did. There was several seasons, but the arc was probably the best.
Yeah.
The Zanpakuto arc was awesome. And then the last one they're on right now is probably my favorite. Otherwise, I feel a lot of it can be skipped. Yeah, I feel otherwise a lot of it can be skipped, because
I like that
all
guy.
About the setup.
I like that there's a dude with a gun.
Yes, I do like that. I do like that they mix it up.
Yeah, like if everyone has swords and shit and blades, doesn't the person with the gun become the strongest?
Well, that's why I like Demon Slayer, because they have the one who has a gun. Like he has a weapon. So it's like I like the diversity. So I would say if you have a short attention spans, like everyone nowadays does, pick a newer one. Pick Jujutsu Kaisen, or pick Demon Slayer, or pick My Hero. I would dare even say like a lot of them. I would dare say it's like 100 days is the name, but it's like 100 days until like like a bucket list of 100 things to do before he dies. It's called like 100 something. It's on Crunchyroll, it's on Netflix, and it's on Amazon Prime. This is one of the ones like this guy works a job he hates, and then a zombie apocalypse comes, and he is living his life.
100.
There we go, Zom 100. Yeah. I knew it was something 100. I've been watching too much stuff. But it's like that one right there. Watch that one. It's action from the moment it starts to the moment it ended. It was great.
You don't even need to know the people's names.
No, you don't need to know anyone's name. That was a good one. But I would say short attention span, stick to the newer stuff. But if you want to really appreciate anime, you have to hit at least like Cowboy Bebop, because that's one season from start to finish, and it's perfect. There's nothing they could have changed or added, and they have one movie which was perfect also. The older style, but otherwise do that. If you're gonna go gory, I want to do Elfen Live. I want to do another. Do Higurashi no Kai. There's 4 different seasons of those ones.
Thank you.
That is up here for me. Higurashi no Kai is number 1 on my gory anime list for everyone. It's 4 seasons. Watch it. It is the biggest mind-blowing thing you've ever watched. Not only is it gory, it messes with what you perceive as even happening.
Yes.
Everything is different. So the whole concept is this boy moves to a rural town. His family moves there for his parents work or something like that. Mm-hmm. You never see like any parents, by the way. Like there's barely any parents. You see adults, but like no one's parents that much.
Yeah.
He goes to a school, and the school has 10 kids in it total, or like 6 kids total, or something like that, counting him. There's the twins that are this. There's the twins. There's the one girl who I think she's crazy. There's the 2 girls. There's Sadako and Rika. I know those 2 names. Remember them really easily. There's the 5 of them, and then there was a boy there before. So there was 6 people total. There's 5 when he gets there. They are reliving the same month over and over and over and over again. And it takes you until season 2 to figure out they are living the same effing month repeatedly. Groundhog's Day, and you have no idea why. You don't find out till like season 4.
Yeah, what's going on?
Why they're even in Groundhog Day. Yeah. You find out like mid-season 2, they're in Groundhog Day. But it's like month long. You don't know why, you don't know who, for what reason. Season 1 is all like, you're like, what's happening? Like, I thought that person died. How are they alive right now? Like, it's that kind of thing. People start dying, and then out of nowhere, like, they all wake up out of nowhere. It's like they're all meeting up again, like nothing happened. And you're like, did I watch this out of order? Is it the wrong order for this series? I thought I was watching it out of order at one point because that's what's happening. It's one of those ones that when I say it's gory, I mean that.
Right.
The scene that stuck with me the most, which I'll give no context to why, the one twin had to have her hand strapped to a board. So each of her fingers are strapped down. She had to take this device that's a square and goes like this over her finger. You have to hit it yourself. It makes a piece of metal go through your fingernail while another piece cuts it off right here at the top. You have to cut off your own fingernails. Punishment was 4 fingers. And she had to do it herself. So if you don't hit it hard enough, it only partially takes it off, and you gotta do it again. That scene right there enough, I was like, that's it, it's up here.
Right.
I remember that scene with gory detail, man. It terrifies me to this day.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm gonna torture someone, you're cutting your own fingernails off. Like, I'm done. We already know what's going on.
That's fine.
That's the move. That's the move. After watching that and watching how that, I was like, oh no, that's it.
Okay.
So my fingers are shrinking in thinking about it.
All right, that's great. Okay, I need to recap on that.
You need a recap on that. And then another made it so I don't carry umbrellas that are like the long ones with the points on the end.
Yes, at the end.
I will never carry that.
Never do it.
If it is not a small retractable umbrella, you will never catch me with it. Because that girl ran from nothing. I don't know what she saw, nothing, because we could see what she was seeing, which was
just
nothing.
Running.
Started running.
Yep.
Fell down the stairs and right through her eyeball, dead. I was traumatized for 2 weeks because my school had nothing but stairs when I was watching that. I said, stay away from all you umbrella people. I don't trust you. Oh, I thought it stuck through her eye, or did it stuck because it came because you could see it coming through, so it stuck to herself like this, and it poked out, poked her eye out through this one. It was gross.
Damn, that was more gory than I thought it was.
Every moment of it.
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and watch another 10. Yeah. It's like 13 episodes.
Yeah, watch another, and then have fun sleeping afterwards because that stuff they didn't pick anything that was out. Another's the only anime that was gory. They did not pick outrageous things as the reason they were dying.
Yeah.
They were all common things that could happen to you at any moment.
Yep.
Had me messed up.
It had me trying to figure out like who's the extra. That like the whole time. Oh my god.
So since you don't watch it, another whole premise is that this one classroom is cursed. There is an extra person in the classroom. That person has already died. They're like a wandering soul that is in this classroom trying to assume a real life.
Yeah.
So you either have to kill that person to stop it, or you have to dedicate one person that does not exist anymore. You treat them like they are dead and they do not exist. You do not talk to them, do not interact with them, nothing.
Like the teacher shouldn't even give that person a test.
Kind of like No, they don't. They don't anything. You sit at a desk that has like graffiti all over it where people are carving into it from the person being alone. So the other, it was like, it to me was one of those things where you're trying to figure it out. Everything is going smoothly for this school until one boy moves in and goes, I think it's weird no one's talking to this girl. I'm gonna go over there and start talking to her. Messes everything up, all the work they did. Now everyone's dying.
I love it.
Because there's now not an extra. It was great because the twist at the end was enough for me to be like, are you kidding me?
Yes.
This whole time?
Yes.
This whole time. Because
I would have never figured that out.
The whole idea is none of the other classes, pretty much once you graduate out of that class, you forget everything about that class. You forget how there was an extra person in it, how you guys had to ignore this extra person, how, you know, this and that. You forget all about it. Like it never existed. Because when they talk to people who graduated trying to figure out how to survive, they look at them like, what are you talking about? I never experienced that. Like, I was in that class, but I don't remember any of that.
Right.
It's like a Jumanji kind of thing. Like, so it's something where I'd be like, it's one of those ones, if you like something that's going to keep your attention, right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was... So I would definitely say if you're going to watch anime, you got to hit that one for sure.
I got a couple of my friends into that one now.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing, I think you kind of touched on it too, but I got a question too, as well, because I think a question for you too, Edward. Same question to you. Why do you think that the anime nowadays has only boomed in popularity? Because back then, I guess back when Inuyasha, or back when I'm not to age myself, but when I was in middle school or high school, it was Dragon Ball Z, that was such a almost a niche thing. It was like a certain subgroup of people that watched it. But as time grew on, obviously the internet, obviously social media of it all. Now it's just this big community to where we have expos, and honestly, sometimes anime can become even mainstream in a way. So what do you two attribute to, like, basically the growth to anime?
You want to go first, FAYLIN,
and side question is what's like a negative side effect of it?
You want to go first, or shall I?
Oh, you go ahead. I would love to hear what you have to say, and then I can add to it.
Well, to answer the first part of like why you said why it's growing.
Basically, what's like the one thing, or not even that one thing, but what do you attribute to anime's growth as
acceptance
in the past 20 years?
I would say acceptance. With me, growing up and liking anime, the first anime I ever saw was like you. It was Inuyasha, and I didn't know what I was watching. But growing up, going through, from 7th grade all the way to 11th, being a junior in high school, I remember 90% of my fights that I had was because someone called me a gay slur, because I would have like a sticker with Lucky Man or S Cry Ed and stuff like that, or I would have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and shit, things like that. So, growing up and watching anime and loving it, even the mild ones that aren't that deep, like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, there were times I would get into fights. 90% of my fights through life was always because someone called me something that I didn't like.
Right.
And now we've gotten to the point where it's more accepted. Like, now it's not just the ones that people would call the, quote unquote nerd or dork and stuff. You have people like Soldier Boy. When he did a rap, he had bars talking about Rock Lee from Naruto. You have Megan Thee Stallion, whose whole thing, even right now, is being a otaku hot girl and showing a lot of references to anime. Then you have even if we step away from music, you got God, Jordan Peele, and you have all these writers that they take this one
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, the way they the way they like copy this scene from a movie called Akira, where all the character did was stop on a motorcycle and turn it
and slide. Yeah,
and that one shot is like you see it in pop culture now. Yeah. So I think now it's just gotten to the point to where it's accepted. Even Anime Expo, where I met FAYLIN 5-10 years ago, it wasn't packed like that. Yeah. Now they had to close down that street, Pico.
Yeah, and I've noticed. Not to sorry to cut you off, but I've also noticed, because you even say like Michael B. Jordan. I mean, Jordan Peele. Yeah, like was inspired by certain shots and things like that. But I remember hearing about Michael B. Jordan too, because he directed the Creed movies, and he attributed like I don't know if it was Naruto specifically, but he attributed like just anime fights in general, how he used anime as an inspiration in order to film certain scenes. Yeah, because of he's such a he's a huge fan of it.
And then you have others like just to add on to that, the UFC fighter Israel Adesanya. Oh, yeah. He loves Rock Lee. He does the stance and everything. Yeah. So it's like all of these people, like you have Soulja Boy, a musician, Megan Thee Stallion, musician, Jordan Peele, writer, director, Michael B. Jordan, writer, director, actor, and Israel Adesanya, he's a fighter. It just started becoming more widely accepted, and it stopped being looked at as like weird and corny and all, and people just are like, hey, this is actually pretty interesting. And some people would dip their toe in it and be like, oh, I like this, it's pretty cool. I'll just, since I'm on the topic, Rock Lee, he's in a world where everyone has essentially a power. This guy makes bugs come out. This guy shoots fireballs. This one can make a dragon out of water. This one can crush you with 2 meteorites. 2 of them. If the first one don't get you, the second one on the first one don't get you. But here you have this person who's probably the closest to a human being who still didn't give up. He never gave. He just kept going and persevering. So now you started seeing like, oh my God, what is this weird Japanese cartoon to that was a cool fight. And then if you keep going and divulging yourself in it, you find out like, oh my God, he's in a world where everyone has an ability and all his is working out the most. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just acceptance and seeing the power of it all and how it's being translated into mainstream. Now for your second, what you said, negative?
Yeah, what's like a mildly negative effect? Not to get too negative, but
and I know exactly the one to say, and I hate this.
Oh no.
People in the anime community, not all, but some men and women need to understand the concept of soap and water on a daily basis. Jesus Christ.
They had to send out a notice for Anime Expo saying, please bring and wear deodorant and please shower daily. They had to tell us that.
Well, yes. It's like, why would you did you hear about last year, 2023? They said it was musty and fishy in there. Oh my God, pungent.
And I was not going. The moment I saw I saw the attendance numbers, I wasn't even going last year. I wasn't even trying to. Mm-hmm. I started going to Anime Expo when I was 18 years old. I'm 31 now. Mm-hmm. So Anime Expo was micro. It was micro. Sailor Moon boosted it bigger. Yeah. Let me tell you, the last time I went, the number of nasty smelling people who were like, I take a picture with you and you're holding your breath the whole time, more than I could ever count. This year, maybe 3 people total had kind of musty, but at the end of the day, I can't expect you to be fresh after 8 hours at Anime Expo.
Yeah.
Right. And so I can agree with most of that, but for my reason why I think anime has become so mainstream now is because us millennials did all the fucking abuse so that others could run. Yes. We crawled so they could run. That's why it's like that. Because we were abused in school and said that is not ever going to happen ever again. Because when I was growing up in school, the only time you knew I liked anime is when you came to my house and saw my wall scrolls all over my room. Because I would rather not be lumped in with the anime kids and be 100% my true authentic self at school. Because at school, the anime kids were the weird kids who sat over there in the corner. Right. They cosplayed 2 times a week, which they had no business doing. They ran like ninjas. They talked in the voices and did all this stuff. They
Can't
made
confirm
it so
I
it was
ran like a ninja.
See, you were part of the problem.
I gotta get my own in.
No, I know, but
you ain't see that Naruto intro.
Part of the problem. You were
Neji and them running to go save Sasuke. Yeah, I gotta save Sasuke.
Yeah, but see, my problem I had with all of that, I understood it. I liked anime, but I also understood it from the point of view of our peers who cartoons at that age for us had already washed out. We were already off of cartoons by the time we really got into anime. Well, by most time people got really into anime, cartoons were off your list. Right. So now you're a weird kid who's watching anime, but you're like, it's not like a cartoon. It's not like, Blue's Clues and like Codename Kids Next Door. This is like a whole entity itself. They couldn't disassociate kid cartoons from anime. It took our generation to distinguish that. Yep. I feel like that's why it's a little bit more widely acceptable, because all the people you guys mentioned who are like, I love it, I'm making it more acceptable. Guess what? They're all millennials. We crawled so they could run. Exactly. I would dare never wear a anime shirt to school or a public event or anything like that. I saw 6 or 7 little kids wearing Naruto or I'm over here like, you haven't earned that. You've not earned you didn't go through what we went through. You've no idea what it took for you to be able to wear that shirt. For you to be widely accepted, go, Mom, I want to cosplay. I want to wear this for Halloween and not get looked at like a weirdo because no one knows what you are. You didn't have to deal with any of that stuff. You didn't have to deal with only buying your anime stuff online because nowhere ever sold anything anime in person. You didn't have to deal with all of that because we did. We suffered so you guys could succeed.
I was in the trenches.
For me, I feel like it's only popular because of us. If it wasn't for our generation, anime would have died off in America. We said, absolutely not. We love this. We're not stopping. We had expos. Sailor Moon Crystal came out. Anime Expo tripled its attendance the moment that came out because they targeted people our age, people who liked that stuff and watched it. And that was their first anime. So that's all their anime, or that's my life. Like, they picked those people to target and it worked. It 1,000% worked. Because you're targeting the people who struggled. And so if you make it more accessible for the ones who struggled, everyone will love it. And that's what we did. So that's why I feel like it became more mainstream, more popular, because our generation made that possible. And the downfall I have for it is the entitlement this new upcoming people who are learning anime have. Do not come up to me and you tell me something like I don't know what I'm talking about. Do not correct me when you haven't even watched the whole series. You don't know what's happening. Do not come at me like you're an OG. I'm an OG. I have the old anime shirts. I have the scars. I have the stuff fridge. I have the friends playing. I didn't know you liked anime. And looking at them like, yeah, do you want to make a deal of it now? You're already at my house. It's too late now. You're already here. You know now. You can either make a big deal of it or not. So it's kind of like, I feel like my biggest downfall is, for one, still the people who only associate anime with porn. That's not what's going on.
Oh my god!
Everyone assumes it's porn. That's the big problem I'm having. Is when I for example, I wore this cosplay to Anime Expo. The one I did my interview in, I wore this one. They full on when I look great. When I was walking outside of the convention, I had someone ask me if I was from a hentai. No, like just because no. Like everything is either hentai or it's this entitlement that they have that they know so much more about the subject and they're so diverse in it and they've gone through everything and they know how everything goes. You know nothing.
Yeah.
You know nothing of what it took for you to be comfortable, for you to be your authentic self and no one say anything or look at you weird. Exactly. You have no idea.
Exactly.
It's not about even, you haven't earned that level of comfortability. But we want you to have it. So it's like, we're the generation who was told, no, you can't be yourself. This is the box you live in. You're in this box.
Right.
If you like anime, that's outside the box. No. Now these other kids are hair's dyed. I have a Naruto shirt on. I run like a ninja. I cosplay every day. it's normal because we made it normal. So
Yes.
I feel like if it wasn't for millennials suffering, it never would have become popular because
100%.
everyone who's making it popular is a millennial who probably suffered. I guarantee you Megan Thee Stallion loved anime when she was younger, couldn't say anything because that's not how that works. You want to be an outcast? You have to understand, for women, it's a little different. Men will choose to be an outcast. Women are constantly held to a standard that no other gender is held to, no matter what you identify as. As a woman, you are held to a standard that you have to be perfect, you have to be nice, you have to be friendly, approachable, you have to be normal, you have to like everything mainstream. You have to like, makeup and hair and jewelry and la la la. Anime is not one of those things that's in our category. We would rather keep that to ourselves and enjoy it privately and have a community we can enjoy it with than ever share it with our friends, because being an outcast is death to women. We spend our whole lives masking to be normal. We're copying everything everyone else is doing around us to fit in.
Right.
This is not fitting in. So it's kind of like for women, it's a little different because other men I've spoken to say the same thing. They go, I didn't care. I was me. You're right. You don't care because as a man, you can have that ability to not care. But as a woman, I even now get told, you know what? You should smile more. You should smile more. Like, smile more. You didn't come to me smiling. You came to me with this plain face and going, maybe you should smile more. Maybe you should smile first. And then I'll smile back.
Exactly.
That's true.
That's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
Come with the same energy you want.
Yeah, I feel you. Because a lot of the times when I was getting outcasted, the thing that kept me going was the fact that the norm of the other, all these other niggas around me is like, he just joined the gang. This one's popping Norco. So he's in a K-hole. This guy just found out what ketamine is, and now he's in a K-hole. This one got a sawed-off shotgun, and he's holding it because his homie wants to go kill this other dude on some race shit. So that's what just made me like, I'm the most normal, sane person here. So I'm going to do my little anime run. I'm going to look for my nigga Sasuke, and I'm going to hit him with the 8 palms, and we're going to have lunch. Ted, you can laugh if you want, because this is how it was. Shout out to Perry and them.
So then I have a question then, because, I'm a big Naruto person, but I very much stand. I'm one of those Naruto people where, I have the unpopular opinion. Naruto's in love with Sasuke. I don't care what y'all say. That man is in love.
Yes.
I love my best friend.
Wait, what'd you say? What was the question?
I would literally give my shirt off my back. I said, do you think Naruto's in love with Sasuke? That is my question. Because he has to be. There's no way you are chasing your best friend across the world.
Yes.
My best friend went, bye, I'm out of here, and gave me the finger like that. I'd be like, okay, peace, F you. It's like, no, Sasuke, you can't go. You mean so much to me, Sasuke. They kissed like 6 times. Like, Naruto, by the way, since you're not big into anime, we were promised a Naruto and Sasuke ending by the creator, and he chickened out.
Yep.
And I will never forgive him for it. Ever. So I stopped. I will never watch Boruto because to me they do not exist. Because if I had the ending I wanted, they never would have existed. I can't get over the outfits. You're not going to walk around like a straight whore in heels fighting bad guys as a ninja. You have a tube top, mini skirt, high heels on, and fishnets, looking like a straight night walker.
Yeah, that pisses me off sometimes. I'm so strong,
and I'm doing this. Okay, put down your daughter, put the clothes on. Where are her clothes?
Yes.
Where are her clothes?
Yes.
I me walk out at that age naked like that. I have a colored parent. She would have beat me up the head. So where's the rest of your clothes?
Exactly.
You went out like that? No. She was out there naked. Naked. With heels on.
Yeah. But
6-inch heels on. What are you doing in those? So I can't appreciate Boruto for that. Like, I'm with the normal outfits. And they have like a bullet train now or something. Or something. I don't know.
I'm good. Kida's an actor now, and he's in film. Like, I'm good.
The fact that Naruto is an absentee father. You had nobody. You grew up by yourself. The third Hokage goes, here's your money for the month. Boom. Here's your money for the month. Boom. and then Naruto's an absentee father.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense. Yeah.
I get Sasuke to a point. I get Sasuke being not there to a point. He also was held prisoner for a full year afterwards. Like, I wouldn't want to be in the village either. Like, F them. And Naruto, you grew up with everyone hating you. Everyone treating you like you don't exist and you don't matter. You're a problem. You had no one care for you. No one liked you. No one wanted to be your friend. Shikamaru is your only real friend. I don't know why you don't do more for Shikamaru.
For real.
He's the only one from day one who was like, why is everyone mean to Naruto? I don't get it. And they're like, he's like, well, do you like him? He's like, he's okay. Like, we can be friends. But, like, I wouldn't hang out with him all the time. He goes, go ahead then.
Yeah.
Everyone else was like, stay away. He's a child. But yet, you're going to abandon your kid when he's trying to learn and all these things and take in some random orphan kid who apparently messes everything up and ignore your own 2 children? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
That to me, the Boruto went in a way that I could never imagine. And Naruto being an absentee father was a turnoff instantly because there's no way he craved a family his whole entire life.
And when
exactly what he asked for. And then he's just like, I don't care about you guys. I'm Hokage now. Like,
send the shadow clone.
Send a shadow. You know, Naruto hates paperwork. The shadow clone would be doing paperwork. We all know this.
Exactly. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Naruto hates paperwork. Either the shadow clone would be doing or Shikamaru is doing it. Let's be real here on who's doing paperwork. Things like that kind of throw me off. I really, truly am a purist in the sense of, like, once the thing is done, it's done. Like, you end an anime, I really want to stay over unless it's an open ending.
Yeah.
Like, Blue Exorcist is getting has that new season out. I've been waiting for years for it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to enjoy as much as I can of it. Like, Naruto did not need Boruto. And he also, like, he's not even fully involved with it. So, like, he literally only, like, he now checks in to make sure it's not getting outrageous again. Apparently it got outrageous and he just stepped in. So, come on, guys. F minus.
I feel you on that. All right, well, let me see. Let me hit you with some trivia. Not trivia, some the general questions.
Yeah, give us some generals.
What's your top 5?
Animes? Oh, that's really hard. So I have kind of a top 5 for almost every category I watch. So I would say for gore, my top 1 is Higurashi no Kai. There's no question. That was something they did from start to finish. I really enjoyed. I did not enjoy the other season that was related to it. I thought that was whatever show, but I liked that one. For like classic older stuff, Cowboy Bebop is way up there. From start to finish, it had a great storyline, plot, action. It had depth. I loved the depth about Faye Valentine, how they went to Spike's world, Jet's world, even Edward. Everyone had a highlight in like 20 episodes or something like that. Like, I mean, they nailed it. There was no fillers. It was all perfect.
Nope. What is it, 26 episodes of just greatness?
Yeah, 26. Perfect. And then the movie on top of that, just put the cherry on top to finish it all the way off. Not the live action. Don't watch it. I didn't watch it. I've heard bad things. Don't watch it.
Oh, it got canceled day of release.
Yeah. So I wasn't gonna watch it. You're not gonna. Rewind really fast. The other downfall to anime being so popular is everyone thinks they can make a live action. Stay in your own fucking lane. If you are not an anime fan, like die-hard otaku, do not touch anime movies. Period.
That's very true.
You have no idea what you're doing, and you're wasting the opportunity for someone else to come in and nail it.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
And I think people
that opportunity from other people.
And people want that because even me being like I'm a little bit of a Marvel fan. I'm not really like comic books and all that, but I just like the movies. But like bringing someone that's a fan of it and bringing it to live action is only going to make it just better because all the real comic book fans want that. They want something. They want a live action vision of it because that's what they've been imagining their whole lives. Because this is animation. Well, but what if this was live action? Yeah. And if it's done right, it's going to be done. It's going to be received really well if it's done right. But it has to be done right.
One Piece is the only one that is done right. One Piece was the only one done right because the creator of One Piece said, if I don't have the final say of what's happening and who you're picking for people, you are not using my story.
Yeah.
Period. Point
Oda was
blank.
Oda was mad at them.
Then, oh yeah, I don't care. Good. I hope they are because he came out with something that no one can ever compete with.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, my favorite thing of all of that stuff was everyone in America going, that's not what they would have looked like. Shut up. You didn't write the story. If he says that's what that person looked like in human form, shut your hole. Shut it. You don't know. But that's the negative, I think, is the bad action move, the bad live actions. But
yeah, especially
I would say Higurashi, I would say Cowboy Bebop. Yes. That's the downfall. So those two, and then I will put Elfen Light in there for gore up there because it's one of those. It's like 13 or 20. It's 13 or 26 episodes. That was great. It had a heavy storyline. I found out that the Elfen Light series is only like the first half of the mangas. So they didn't do a second season. They should have. That's a second seasoner I would like to see. Naruto always has a special place in my heart. Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. I don't care about Boruto. It can fall off and die. And then Bleach, because Bleach is one of those things where it's a classic, but if I put Naruto and Bleach kind of like on the same line, then I would have to either put Demon Slayer, JJK, or My Hero there. Because for the newer animes, they're one of the few that really slapped from start to finish.
Right.
Okay. So that's a little hard. I have one for each category because I watch way too much anime.
I feel it. Okay. Well, we're pulling up on the end of it here.
Okay.
What the last couple questions I definitely wanted to ask you. What's your one anime you're watching right now that you think that not enough people are into? That's a good one.
Oh.
One that you're currently consuming, that you're putting on at night before you go to bed.
I'm gonna open up my Crunchyroll like I keep track of. I rotate between like 2 or 3 animes at the same time because I have that ability to feel extra anxious as it is ending. Like as I'm getting closer to the end of my anime, I know there's no more left. I get that anxiousness of, oh my god, there's nothing left. Like, what am I going to fill you with? So, I will say let's see here. One of the ones I was watching, because I'm watching so many animes. Let's see here. Ones I'm watching now. So I've watched 2 I was watching. They're not super actiony. They're not super gory or anything like that. They're probably a little bit more on the romance side of the anime world.
Is it Erased?
It is. What is it called? It's
Your Lie in April.
The one is
Fruits Baskets.
I think I liked the original.
Yep,
I liked the original Fruit Basket.
Yep.
But no, the one I would say that's newer that I've been watching is the one that's like the Iceman and his like cold worker. I'll find the exact name of it. But the whole concept is this woman, she doesn't really speak and talk a lot to people. She's very to herself. In a world where people have the different little abilities. They're not like, ooh, but this guy is an Iceman. So he has ice. So when he expresses emotions, he can literally little ice will come off him. He's happy, little snowmen pop up, and they're like, yeah. She's half ice person. His ancestor was an ice woman. Like he literally meets her, and his legs are frozen. Like like my legs are frozen. I can't move. He literally was frozen right there. I thought that one, and then another romance one was that one's on Netflix too. It's I had to look up the name of it, but it had me messed up because the first episode, like the girl is being treated terrible by her family. Like her dad dad got remarried and had another kid. That daughter has like the ability to like powers or whatever, and she does not. And it's a whole thing about them selling her off to someone who's supposed to be horrible, who ends up being like the nicest man anyone could have ever hoped to have as their husband, kind of thing. And he's super powerful. But for action-wise, I would definitely say Zom 100 because not a lot of people are talking about that. But I appreciate the start off to the black and white, and then it turns color as he becomes happy, and it's like fully immersed into it. And I don't know. I feel like most animes are overlooked, especially older ones. So like if you haven't seen Higurashi no Kai, Elfen Lied, Another, you need to hit those immediately because you'll never find anything better than those three right there for gore. If you're looking for like action stuff, you need to do Blue Exorcist. That's an old one. It's really good. Not enough people are talking about it. I really liked Black Butler back in the day. I could enjoy for what it was. It's not what it was supposed to be. The original artist designed that as a adult only cartoon, adult only manga, and they were like, no. And so she's like, here, it's friendly for everyone now.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, that to me, those ones right there. But then there are so many, like Inuyasha. How many people can say they've even watched it?
Yeah.
Not very many people. They watched like the first season, maybe. But I would say any of the ones that were made from the early 2000s, go ahead and hit them.
Yeah.
All of them. But definitely, like, Cowboy Bebop has to be hit. And then I would say, hit up some of those romance ones that you guys aren't quite sure about. The romance ones lately have been getting better. They're not so fluff. And then, of course, all the sport animes. Haiku. If you're not watching Haiku, if you didn't watch Free, if you didn't watch
Blue Lock,
like the Skate X and stuff like that, go watch them.
Those are good.
Women don't get a lot of fan service, so go watch the sports animes if you're a woman, because it's all fan service for us, which we deserve. If you're looking for real fan service, it's free because she is the best. The way she looks at those men with muscles, that's all you need to know. Like, go watch a fan service. JJK is a fan service too. Watch the anime pull that hair. Fan service.
There it is. Okay, I feel it.
For Feral from JJK.
Yes.
Go watch the fan service.
Go watch the fan. Men have fan service. All you guys have the ones with the shirts that do this.
Yeah.
Like if they took their shirts off, is it like an extra flap that just like closes down?
I have no idea. High School to Dead is like fan service.
I love that. I enjoyed that fan service.
Did you see the bullet scene when the dude shot the right?
Shot between her. Yeah, and then she's like, I understand why you're so sore. He's like, you shot a gun off of my boobs. What are you talking about? And boobs are not stable. Do not shoot guns off of boobs. Come on.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
But okay. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Okay, well, I feel like me personally, I've learned a lot today. Yes. And it sounds like I already got my list, Like I said, I've only seen Naruto. I've seen mostly pretty much start to finish, but I know that I need to expand my horizons. And they're going to get.
I would recommend hitting short series. I would hit things that are no more than 26 episodes.
Yeah.
Because when you start committing to long series, it's when you have the problem. It's a commitment thing. That's why I don't want to watch One Piece. It's way too much of a commitment. And if he dies, I'll be mad. So I would say definitely start with a shorter series if you're looking for that.
I feel it.
You'll get more out of it for that. Because Naruto, you could have watched, 20 other things, and the one time you watch this normal Naruto,
right? Yeah, just one. Yeah, just one show. Yeah. Okay. Well, definitely. Well, thank you so much, FAYLIN, for coming in and bringing your energy to the podcast because we need that. We need people, on our podcast because I like to talk to people that have this certain niche that they're that they're all about and or just bringing passion. I love it. And I love, like I said at the beginning, I always love to learn, and I'm always very open-minded. But thank you.
I'm glad you did learn something.
Yes.
I'm glad you learned something. So thank you so much for having me. If you guys are interested, my boot camp is running at July 31st through August 5th.
Yep.
31st and the are an opening and closing day, so it really starts the 1st through the 4th. If you'd like to join, I have signups on my Instagram, which my Instagram is Anime RP Boot Camp. I'd love to see you guys there. I'd love to have you. It was great getting to know you guys. I love your podcast. It's so much fun. I love talking to anime with people.
Thank you.
Happy you got to learn something. So
yes.
Good.
All right. What's up?
Yes, exactly. But thank y'all for being here. Chat, thank you for tuning in like always. We love having you guys here. And then keep a lookout for FAYLIN at Anime Bootcamp RP. Anime RP Bootcamp. We're gonna have that title down there somewhere as well. But thank you for being here again, FAYLIN. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, really, thank you guys. It was great meeting you.
It was great meeting you, and thank you for being at that expo. You were my first interview I ever did, and that you were just a perfect bundle of energy for me, because the woman that was on the phone, that's my girlfriend, and she knew that I was just trembling,
right?
And I just kept thinking I want to talk to somebody about anime. I don't know how to start. I don't know what to do. All I have is the mic, and
it's hard.
That's about it. Yes, but I want to thank you for doing
hard. That. No, of course. It's hard to just kind of go up to people and kind of introduce yourself and to say what you're about, because I was spreading word about my boot camp at Anime Expo, and it was intimidating. So if you took a picture with me, I was like, here, add me on Instagram. This is what I'm doing. Or saw a group of people just try to talk to them about. It's hard throwing your own thing into a conversation organically.
Yeah.
And I feel like at least at expos, especially any anime gathering, if you're doing interviews, don't fear. If you can go up to someone, even if they say no, you'll get way more yeses than you'll ever get no's.
I feel like too, because you're in your community. This is your community,
It's not just that, but people who cosplay, I said cosplay is now a pretty thing. That's literally what it is. They want that. You are now on a podcast. Awesome. Interview me for the podcast, because now I get to show off my outfit, show off how good I do at cosplay. And that can lead to other things. So they look at it as free, advertising / marketing. And they're really, a lot of them love it, especially anyone who dresses up enough that you're like, that's amazing. They want that. You go, I want a picture. Sure. Hey, can I give you an interview? Absolutely. They will love it, because even me, I was like, yes, I'm here spreading the word for my own thing. So I love that someone else is doing that too.
Yeah.
So I'm all about that. So I wouldn't be fearful. I would go up there, because to me, open mouths get fed. If you don't ask, you'll never get yeses. And that's also, true. If they say no, we don't need them. There's more people out there. There's more people saying yes than there is ever saying no.
Yeah. That's very true. That's very true. Alrighty, again.
Oh, there's confidence. You did great.
Oh, yeah. That's all we need is confidence. But thank y'all, everyone, for being here. Thank y'all for being you.
Yes.
Stay connected with us. We're gonna be back again, and that's it for the stream. Peace.
Stay up. Stay safe. Stay blessed, guys.